From here, we're going to introduce our two drill instructors that came out from MCRD Parris Island to assist us with this. Alright, first I would like to introduce Drill Instructor Staff Sergeant Smith. Alright. Next, I would like to introduce Drill Instructor Sergeant Heinlein.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Drill Instructor Sergeant Heinlein, and I'm assisted by Drill Instructor Staff Sergeant Smith. Today we are here to answer any questions that you may have about recruit training or Parris Island Depot. The first thing that we're going to go over is the different types of phases that your recruit will go through as soon as they get to recruit training. The first thing they're going to do is the receiving process. Once they get off the bus, they're going to go onto the yellow footprints. From there, they're going to be given a little speech and they're going to go inside. At that time, they're going to give you a little phone call home. And they're going to say, Mommy, Daddy, recruit whoever has arrived to Parris Island safely. In a couple days, you will receive a letter from me stating that you can send this, and this to me to this address. The recruit will be reading off a piece of paper, so do not try to say anything more to him. Do not try to say anything less to him or her. They will freaking hang up as soon as they're done. From there, they're going to go through the procedure of getting issued their uniforms. They're going to get issued any hygiene gear that they're going to need to go out recruit training. They're going to get issued everything that they're going to need with field training equipment as well. From there, they're going to get their medical shots, any administration paperwork that's going to have to be done, and then they're going to be tested on their initial strength test. That consists of a mile-and-a-half run, their crunches, and flex arm hangs for females or pull-ups for males. After that, the very next day, they're going to meet their drill instructors for the first time. Once they meet their drill instructors, they're what is known as forming. Forming is consisted of 3 days. It's transforming your civilian child into a United States Marine Corps recruit. They're learning how to do chow hall procedures. They're learning how to do customs and currencies. They're learning how to set up the squad bay like a United States Marine Corps recruit. After they're done with those 3 days of forming, the hardest days that they're probably going to have at recruit training, they're going to go into the first day of training. Once they begin the training procedures, that first phase consists of Marine Corps martial arts, where they're going to be tested and their martial arts skills. If they fail to pass, they will get dropped in training, so they need to pay attention during all the classes. They will also be tested in Marine Corps knowledge. The Marine Corps knowledge and history, they'll be tested on swimming abilities. They will also be tested in the gas chamber, mentally and physically. They will be tested on the rappel tower with confidence. After that, they will be doing their initial drill. Initial drill is the beginning test that they have as a whole team in one. They will be tested with their discipline and ability to follow instructions by their drill instructor. The initial drill is the culminating event for phase 1. Then they will go on to phase 2.
Phase 2 is going to begin with the culmination of initial drill. Once initial drill is done, the recruits will go back to their barracks. They'll pack up their barracks and they will move on a 6-mile hike out to weapons training battalion. They'll stay in a whole different type of barracks out there. That 6-mile hike is a strenuous hike. So they need to be practicing running and hiking whenever they can. They need to be moving. They need to try not to use so many bicycles or cars. Start trying to walk as much as they can. 6-mile hike out to weapons training battalion. Once they get out to weapons training battalion, they set up the house out there. They'll then be getting grass week. Grass week is basically they're going to learn the fundamentals. They're going to learn the fundamentals of an M16A4 service rifle. They'll learn the fundamentals of how to handle it and what to do and what not to do. So when they get on the range, they're not logged in as a safety violator and sent away and dropped in training. So they'll learn all the fundamentals of the M16A4 service rifle and they'll also learn the different shooting positions. You may be a good shot. You may think you're a good shot. But the Marine Corps will teach you from the ground up the basic ways of how you need to shoot the M16A4 service rifle. So all of you can qualify as either a marksman, a sharpshooter, or an expert. Those are the 3 types of categories you'll qualify in. Once grass week is done, you're going to live fire training. That whole next week is all dedicated to live fire. Monday will be just a regular long day of shooting, so the recruits get used to shooting that M16A4 service rifle. Tuesday, same thing. They'll just shoot all day, so they get used to shooting that weapon. Wednesday, they'll roll into pre-qual. That'll be their pre-qual day. And then Thursday, they'll actually qual with the rifle. And then Friday, they do their combat shooting, which aids them in their score. If they're shooting low marksman, they can actually raise that up to sharpshooter expert by how they shoot on Friday with a Kevlar on and for different types of shooting from moving targets. So range week is all dedicated to qualing with that rifle. Once they qual with that rifle, we'll come back, we'll pack up the house, and we'll move back to their original barracks, which will be an 8-mile hike back. 8-mile hike back. They'll go back to their original barracks, and they'll set up the house, and they'll move into team week. Team week is basically they'll begin working together as teams. They'll get broken down into teams, and they'll do different working parties along Parris Island. Some will work at laundry, some will work at RTR, the different RTR shops, basically cleaning up Parris Island, cutting grass, doing laundry. You'll see them all about Parris Island, just cleaning up all around the area. Once team week is over with, they'll go into phase 3. Or actually, the culminating event for phase 2 will be a company commander's inspection. That company commander's inspection will be at the end of team week. With the company commander's inspection, they'll get alphas for the first time, service alphas. Service alphas are basically your long sleeve green jacket with your green trousers, and they'll get inspected in their alphas for the first time. And with their weapon, and they'll have to kick knowledge and just look good in their uniform. With that company commander's inspection done and over with, they'll then move into phase 3, the final phase of training. They will leave the barracks once again, and they'll go out and live in the tree line. The tree line, it's called basic warrior training. They'll go out there, they'll learn day land navigation, night land navigation, and basically how to live in the tree line is what they'll learn. How to maintain sanitary environment, all that kind of stuff living in the tree line. They'll come back from basic warrior training, and then they'll go into admin week, administration week. Administration week is a week full of final dental, any kind of dental calls that need to be made, or any kind of medical calls that need to be made. That'll be made during admin week. Admin week is also very heavy on drill because they're working up for final drill. So they'll be pounding the parade deck a lot on admin week, working up to that final culminating event for third phase, which is final drill. Final drill is taken seriously. Senior drill instructors will pound into them drill for that admin week so they look good for final drill. After final drill is over with, they will then go into what we call the crucible. The crucible is the culminating event for all of training. It's a 54-hour event. 54-hour event. The recruits will march over 40 miles. Over 40 miles during those 54 hours. They'll leave early in the morning on, I believe it's a Thursday. They'll leave early in the morning, and they'll march over 40 miles over the next 3 days with sleep deprivation and food deprivation. They'll have, it's not really deprivation, it's more, they'll have to ration their food. They'll be given 3 MREs for 3 days. So, and the MREs are full of calories. Each MRE, I believe, is up to 2,600 calories per MRE. So they'll learn to ration their food, and instead of getting their regular 8 hours of sleep, which they're used to getting back in the barracks, they'll get 4 hours of sleep a night before that crucible. That crucible is going to test them, both mentally and physically. They're going to have to work as a team on that crucible in order to succeed that crucible. But the whole thing with that crucible is they're working towards that hemoglobin anchor. That hemoglobin anchor will be finally within reach. So whenever it becomes hard for them, it's right there. They can see that light at the end of the tunnel. And I guarantee you they will push towards that end. And they will make that final hike back to that Iwo Jima monument where they will receive their hemoglobin anchor and they'll become Marines.
Once they're done with their Marine week, they're going to graduate and go home with you. And while we're at recruit training, the way we maintain discipline is by using incident training. Many of you know this as quarter decking or sand pitting. There's other ways to maintain discipline, but this is our main way to do it. You two get over here right now!
Come here!
Okay,
Get your
how we maintain discipline in our recruit training. If a recruit gives an attitude, if they do something that they know is wrong, they're going to come to the quarterdeck and see something, and that's how we maintain discipline through our recruit training. At this time, do we have any questions about anything that we've covered today?
All right, at this time, this is what we're talking about. I know that was pretty intense. Everybody just kind of got like, oh, whoa, what just happened here? And then we go straight into questions. All that time during when we were eating that chow and we talked about it, this is where we start answering any questions. Not just about necessarily recruit training or anything like that, but anything you might have, but especially something that they might be able to answer. Some of it I'll need to answer because it'll be more directed towards me. But please, I got a lot of questions about, hey, how do I get my kid back? Stuff like that. What's happening during those meetings? This is the time we ask those, so that way everybody can hear it, anything like that. So please, what's out there?